Have you ever felt like your inner peace was constantly under attack? On those days when external chaos, work pressure, family demands, discouraging news, life's unpredictability seems to invade your mind and steal your tranquility, leaving you exhausted and on the verge of collapse. Think for a moment. How many times have you tried to control the uncontrollable, fight with reality, or despair over what cannot be changed, only to feel emptier and more frustrated? What if I told you that right there in your own mind lies an unshakable shield, an ancient philosophy that can not only protect your peace, but save it from any turbulence, just as it saved mine? For us women, the pursuit of peace is a challenging journey. We are often the ones who carry the emotional weight of the world, the ones who need to be the pillar for everyone, the ones who try to balance 1,000 plates at once. This pressure leads us to a constant state of alert, where anxiety becomes the soundtrack of our lives and peace a distant luxury. What happens when you live at the mercy of every external event, every criticism, every disappointment? You become a leaf in the wind, your energy drains, and the promise of a serene life seems unattainable. The truth is that peace is not the absence of problems, but the ability to deal with them without losing your inner serenity. What if the key to your own unbreakability, to protecting your peace, and to living with purpose and dignity lay precisely in a radical shift in perspective, in embracing a philosophy that teaches you to be the master of your own mind, regardless of what life throws at you? Then see how becoming Stoic saved my peace, and it can save yours, offering a path to unshakable tranquility that redefines what it means to be truly strong and serene. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that flourished in Greece and Rome, is not about becoming a cold, emotionless, or indifferent person to others' suffering. Far from it. It's about becoming the strongest, wisest, and most virtuous version of yourself, equipping yourself with mental tools to face any adversity with dignity and serenity. When a woman embraces Stoicism, she doesn't hide from emotions, but learns to manage them wisely, using them as valuable guides, not as tyrannical masters that dictate her actions and lead her to despair. One of the first and most liberating steps is mastery over your emotions. The Stoic woman understands that pain, anger, sadness, fear, and frustration are an inevitable part of the human experience. She allows herself to feel, yes, but does not allow these emotions to control her. She learns to observe them, to question her judgments about the events that provoke them, and to choose her response. Think of the metaphor of a river. Emotions are the current, but if you learn to swim Stoicism, you use the current to your advantage, navigating through it with purpose. The Stoic woman doesn't deny the emotional current, but is not its slave. She masters it. In a world full of distractions, excessive information, and panic-inducing narratives, it's easy to lose focus and get carried away by confusion. The Stoic woman learns to concentrate her attention on what truly matters, to discern the essential from the trivial, to separate facts from emotionally charged narratives. She becomes immune to external chaos, not because it disappears, but because her mind becomes a refuge of clarity and rationality. It's like having a lighthouse amidst dense fog. While others get lost, she sees the way clearly. Acceptance of fate, amor fati, is another great transformation that saves peace. It means recognizing that life is intrinsically unpredictable and that not everything is within our control. The Stoic woman accepts what cannot be changed with serenity and directs her energy towards what she can, her attitude and her actions. She understands that irrational resistance to what is inevitable is the greatest source of suffering, which consumes her peace. Instead of fighting what is not hers, she embraces reality and finds peace in it. It's like a surfer. He doesn't fight the giant wave. He accepts it, rides it masterfully, and uses it to move forward. She doesn't fear life's waves, but surfs them with serenity and purpose. The initial reaction might be panic, anger, despair, the feeling that her peace has been stolen and that the world is being unfair. She might feel there's no way out of the suffering. No. Can I control my emotions and my next step? Yes. Instead, she accepts the fact the illness is a reality and directs her energy toward what is within her control, seeking comfort, living each day with dignity, finding meaning in her remaining moments, cultivating gratitude for what she has, and inspiring others with her strength. She transforms the most brutal adversity into an opportunity for virtue, not with a fake smile, but with deep and authentic resilience. She is not a victim of the illness, but the protagonist of her own journey, choosing peace amidst suffering. The woman who becomes stoic develops an inner strength that does not depend on external validation. In a world that constantly demands beauty, success, and social approval, many women's self-esteem fluctuates with praise and criticism. But the Stoic understands that her worth is intrinsic, based on her virtue, her integrity, and her ability to live according to her principles. She doesn't seek external approval, but the approval of her own conscience, which is the only one that truly matters. She becomes an unshakable castle, not because of its external walls or by being impenetrable, but because of the solidity of its inner foundation of self-knowledge and virtue. This Stoic transformation manifests in the 4 cardinal virtues that the Stoic woman cultivates. Wisdom, to discern what is real from illusion, what is within her control and what is not. This is the compass that guides her to peace. Courage, to face life bravely, including uncomfortable truths, intense emotions themselves, and finiteness without falling apart. This is the armor that protects her peace. Justice, to act with righteousness and integrity in all her interactions, seeking the common good and equanimity in her spirit. This is the foundation of a peace that harms no one. And temperance, to moderate her desires and passions, maintaining emotional balance and serenity in any circumstance. This is the key to an unshakable peace. Spirituality on this path manifests in trust in one's own capacity to be one's own moral authority, aligned with a truth and universal reason. It's the faith that life is a gift to be lived with purpose, and that every challenge is an opportunity to forge an unbreakable character. The Stoic woman does not fear the unknown, for she trusts in her ability to adapt and in her inner strength. She does not flee from finiteness, but embraces it as a natural part of life's cycle, living each day with an intensity and gratitude that most do not experience. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, advises us. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. It doesn't refer to the absence of material possessions, but to the absence of excessive attachment to them and to external outcomes. Peace is achieved when you find contentment in your own essence, in your own presence, and in the quality of your virtuous choices. It is the peace that resides within you, unshakable. It's a peace forged in the crucible of self-discovery and self-mastery, an unshakable serenity that withstands any external storm. She doesn't just survive chaos, she transcends it, emerging stronger, more dignified, and truly indomitable. This is the essence of what it means to be Stoic, the ability to keep your own inner compass pointing towards virtue, regardless of how rough life's seas may be. For us women in a world that often pressures us to display external perfection and consumes us with anxiety about the future, the Stoic journey is a liberating balm. It shows us that the greatest inheritance we can leave for ourselves and for future generations is not material possessions or social success, but a character forged in resilience, reason, and dignity. When you embrace Stoicism, you become the guardian of your own peace, a source of calm and purpose that radiates to everyone around you acting as a lighthouse on foggy days. The Stoic practice of distinguishing what is within our control from what is not is your unbreakable anchor in moments of despair. Losses, injustices, pressures, these events are beyond your control. But the way you choose to respond, the attitude you maintain, the dignity with which you live your tragedies, that is entirely yours. By focusing on what is intrinsically yours, you become invulnerable to what is not. For the modern woman, this means not being crushed by job loss, disappointment in a relationship, or unfair criticism. It means directing your energy toward your own integrity, your virtue, and your inner peace, which no one can steal. This active acceptance of fate, combined with the courage to face circumstances, is an act of profound feminine autonomy. In a society that often tries to control us through guilt or fear, Stoicism gives you the key to your own prison. You free yourself from the need for a perfect world to find your peace. Your peace resides within you, an unshakable oasis, even amidst the greatest droughts or storms. Stoic spirituality here manifests in unshakable trust in your own capacity to transcend suffering and in the universal order that governs life's cycles. It's the faith that just as autumn and winter are followed by spring, adversity can be followed by growth and renewal. You don't control the harshness of the seasons, but you cultivate your inner roots and trust that light will return. This mindset allows a woman to see adversity not as a punishment, but as an opportunity to develop an inner strength that makes her a beacon of serenity for herself and, by extension, for the world. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, reminds us in his meditations, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Stoic women, like those we've already explored, Arria, Porcia, Fania, Marcia, Helvia, and many others, embodied this truth. The pain of loss, repression, injustice was real, but their deep distress was a judgment they learned to control. They didn't let themselves be defined by what happened to them, but by how they chose to respond with unshakable dignity and purpose. They proved that the greatest strength lies in your response, and that this is the key to a truly free life. The woman who becomes stoic doesn't seek adversity, but she doesn't fear it. She doesn't allow the world to label her as fragile or defeated. She defines herself by her courage, her self-mastery, and her unshakable dignity. Her life becomes a testament that becoming stoic saved my peace, and it can save yours because it is this philosophy that offers the tools for a full, resilient, and truly free life. So, the next time you feel at your limit, when losses or repression try to bring you down, remember the Stoic lessons. Remember that your strength isn't the absence of pain, but the ability to master it. Take a deep breath, connect with your inner citadel, and activate the wisdom, courage, and temperance that reside within you, woman. If this message resonated with you, if it made you feel a latent strength and gave you a glimpse of your own capacity for overcoming, then I invite you to take the next step on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Like this video, because your like is a sign that you are choosing wisdom and resilience. Share it with that woman you admire, the one you know needs to remember her own unshakable strength. She needs to know that becoming stoic can save her peace. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our next encounters with Stoic wisdom, where we'll continue to unlock the secrets of a full, unshakable, and authentic life. Your journey to becoming a truly indomitable woman begins here.